Two lessons that I taught this year that demonstrated the use of two technology modes were: number one, when I taught in Tobago a lesson on ethics in technology about cyber predators. So with the first lesson on ethics in technology, when I taught about cyber predators, also known as cyber stalkers, I introduced the lesson by using a small theater video clip as my set introduction. It set the mood for the lesson. I took off the lights, and what it contained was a girl running through a forested area in the night, and someone was running behind her, right? Now, the person was wearing a mask, so she couldn't tell who the person was. And it helped the students to feel afraid and to really set the mood for the beginning of that lesson. Now within the lesson, I used another video that gave them the perspective of the cyber stalker who was approaching a young girl's home, going to meet her. Even though she didn't want to meet, she wanted to back out of the situation. And it showed the predator going into her house and going into the rooms looking for her. And that helped the students to not have to be in that situation, but really get an understanding of how it would feel to be in a situation like that. And then, therefore, the lesson helped them to bring out their experiences with meeting people online, how to tell that someone is a cyber stalker, and what to do if you encounter someone like that. So the lesson also helped them to feel what someone would feel in that situation without having to be in that situation, with being safe. It helped them to bring out their own personal experiences with things like this. And the students really freely shared. Because, in today's society, a lot of students are going missing for days. And it's not only girls going missing, but within the lesson, they realized that it can happen also to boys. So later down in the lesson on the slide, I had a storyboard. So it was like a cartoon showing different stages in somebody going to meet somebody else that they met online, and then realizing that the person wasn't who they said that they were, right? And then the girl tried to go back and meet her dad, who probably dropped her off. All right. In the second lesson, the technology mode used was also PowerPoint, but with this PowerPoint, I didn't have videos. What I had instead, I really used the animation within the PowerPoint to help the students to understand what happens when a variable is stored in a variable, and to link that concept to arrays, where an array is a list with a single name but different locations where things could be stored. And the PowerPoint really helped the students to embrace that concept well. The lesson was successful. So what was my degree of ease or challenge that I experienced in incorporating the technology into the lesson? Well, with the first lesson, with the video-based instructions, videos within PowerPoint take up a lot of space, especially if you try to make the video the full size of the PowerPoint slide. So, because I was trying for the video to be very clear and big enough for the whole class to see, I made it very big on the PowerPoint, and that caused the PowerPoint to continuously be sticking when I tried to play the video. In hindsight now, I should have just linked the PowerPoint to the video so that I could have watched the video independent of the PowerPoint, and the PowerPoint won't have been crashing. With regards to the arrays, using the PowerPoint with animation, I had to really fine-tune my knowledge on animation within PowerPoint and the order of the animation. And so it was a learning experience for me to fine-tune that feature of PowerPoint. I really enjoyed those two lessons, and I really enjoy integrating technology into education for the purpose of learning. I have always been one to use ICT in education. During this program, I really gained a lot of knowledge about storyboarding. I wasn't familiar with that. I fine-tuned my knowledge on video recording of the screencasting, and I learned about Zoom, many other new things I learned.